Welcome to Bari-Chatz with Nina
and Pam
of Bari-Bestiez.
No sugarcoating here. We are talking bariatric life in all its realness.
The wins,
Setbacks,
food noise,
grief,
regain,
self-care,
nutrition,
movement,
motivation,
and mindset.
So if you are ready for honest, empowering conversations, you are in the right place.
We are serving straight up truth about our experience as bariatric patients.
So grab your water, your courage, and remember, we are stronger together.
We have a special guest today. This is Mr. Billy, my husband, and better half. And we thought we would get a perspective of the man, right? Yeah. So non-surgical. He has actually started his GLP-1. He has been on it just a couple of weeks now. So let's just kind of talk about that. I'm on a GLP-1. I'm on Wegovy. I'm on, I think, 0.5. You're on the 0.25 Ozempic. What's one reason that you got on it? And for those of you that are just listening on podcasts, he grabbed his belly. He's like his big belly. And he has like a little Buddha belly. Not little. It's a big Buddha belly. And it's very hard. For those of you that have never been truly overweight, some people's stomachs are very flabby, soft. His is actually very hard and distended. So just to give you an idea, to get healthy. So what do you mean by healthy? What's your idea of healthy?
To get at a better weight so my joints don't hurt, to be able to do things that now I'm out of breath doing or have hard times doing, like bending over and tying my shoes.
Yes.
We get that.
Yeah, we definitely do. And putting your socks on in the morning, right?
No, I didn't see my shoes for 25 years.
If you could go back, what is something that you would have changed if you could have? And I only say that because this helps people that haven't really hit this point yet, but maybe they can still change before they have to get to the point of getting on a medication or doing surgery. What is something you might have changed if you had known more information, had been more educated in the beginning?
Eat healthier. Not go to Mexican every 3-4 days after you meet somebody that
was my
goes to
fault.
Mexican.
I love Mexican, or I do love Mexican food. I'm a little burned out with
Let me intervene here.
Yeah.
They still love Mexican. However, you have learned how to eat healthy.
Yes.
Which is what he's talking about. Whereas
Before it used to be
we
all
learned
dip.
so much about the nutrition.
Yeah.
If we'd known
They
20 years ago.
Burritos, all it.
Yeah.
And it's portion size as well.
But also it's knowing we order a bowl instead of having all that carb with it, with the tortilla and the chips. And so let's just use this as an example because I think it's a great learning opportunity. When we used to order, we got the grande burrito with all the fixin', with all the refried beans, with the tortilla. Then we'd eat 2 baskets of chips with cheese dip and salsa.
The queso.
And then you had to have dessert. I mean, it's just a thing. But now, how do you order when you go?
Now I don't order the outside shell at all. I get rid of the refried beans. I get rid of the rice. I add beans and I add another
Black beans?
black beans. Yes, black beans. Then I add another protein, which is pork. I add chorizo on top of the shrimp and steak and chicken.
So it becomes almost just like an open salad, almost like a Chipotle salad at that point.
And his protein numbers are
Are
a
much
lot higher.
Yeah, they said the doctor said I should be around 125.
Where we're
Plus,
90.
A job where you're constantly active and moving and lifting, and we're sick.
I can tell I'm getting old.
So let's say 6 months from now, you might lose, because they say on these GLP-1s that you can lose anywhere between 5 a month to 10 a month on average if you're doing all the right things. So let's say 6 months from now, you are 45 to 50 pounds lighter.
That'll be good.
That would be really good because your joints are not going to feel the impact of your daily movement, right? Like you have to jump out of these trucks and you're lifting things constantly.
Machinery and all that stuff, yeah.
You're also a long haul driver. You do that on occasion, like once a month sometimes. How would that impact being in the truck all day? Because we do have truck
It'd be light on my ass.
Yes, that is true.
It won't be. I'm not kidding. I mean, if you ride for 8 hours and you're heavy, then that puts a lot more stress on your lower back.
The sciatic, all that.
And your lower back and all that stuff.
You get
So
hip
it's
pain.
really difference when you're lighter or heavier. So I've been both ways. I've been a little bit lighter, 10, 15 pounds, and then I gain it back, and I can tell a difference.
Yes.
Especially after about 2 days.
And I can tell a bit difference. And I talked about your distended stomach. Your stomach goes from really hard and it actually starts to soften up. And I only say that because I usually lay my head on it. And I can tell that I'm like, oh, you're losing some weight. I can tell because it's softer.
But if you notice that men especially, to get that 40 to 50 years old, that's where they carry their weight.
Yes.
Like they don't have arms and the legs and the hips.
Like women do.
It's just
Yeah,
right
that's right.
here. Yeah. It's belly.
And everybody jokes, oh, he must have a beer belly. I'm like, the man doesn't drink. I'm like, yeah, he has a CDL. He doesn't drink.
Kind of similar to our cortisol.
Yes, it really is like a quarter. And you went through a lot of stress, let's be honest. You went through a pretty rough divorce before you and I got married, of course. And you lost your son
And my dad.
and your dad and your best friend within a 3-year period.
That's a lot.
So that's a lot. And do you feel like you turned to food a little bit more during that time, maybe?
Probably a little bit. Drown my sorrows and eating a little bit for sure.
Mhm.
Like I say, when I started meeting you, that's when I actually started eating Mexican.
He
So-
thinks Mexican is the root of all evil, but yet he's the one that wants to go eat it.
But it's
all the
good. Don't get me wrong. When she introduced it to me, it's good.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So you've been with me throughout my journey. And what have you learned during being beside me through all this and as a supporter? And I also want to look at it from that perspective.
There's ups and downs.
Mhm.
To help someone going through this with their ups and downs I think is a big thing. Even, that's what we're supposed to do anyway, being married and stuff like that. But helping you through your ups and downs, keeping your confidence level up, try to, and then you teaching me. I eat the stuff, but my portion sizes were bigger.
Mhm.
And then also I changed how I cook some as far as what I cook with.
That was a big
That's
change.
a big change. Yeah.
I still cook
Can you give an
lots of
example?
meats and stuff. Well, I don't cook with bacon grease much anymore. I don't cook
Ever.
with Crisco or stuff like that. That was stuff my grandmother taught me how to cook. And that's how, you take a big old scoop of Crisco oil,
Yep.
put it in the pan and cut some fried potatoes up. And that's how you fry it with some onions. And,
Yeah.
that's how you cook all that stuff. Well, I don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Everything was fried in our dinner.
In our generation, because it was fast and it was easy
Yeah.
and it tasted good.
Oh, it still tastes good.
So
Yeah.
I just don't taste
when you
it anymore.
think about Nina's journey, you've been along for the whole ride. What's one of the biggest lessons you've learned about watching her on her journey?
Patience.
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 Not in a negative way. I just mean
No.
asking, what do you mean by that?
I mean, patience, because you will have times where you gain a little bit or you don't lose as much as you think you should lose. So when that goes repetitively over time, you have to have patience and then not say, hey, I've already heard this. Why are you talking about it again?
Right.
So it takes patience and,
Because we made a big commitment to ourselves. And when we have those moments where we do have a gain or we are stalled for so long, stalled for 8 months was a long time in that first year and a half. Patience was something we both actually had to learn in that time frame.
Absolutely.
And he does, and he's right, because you do hear us say it over and over. If you are a friend of a bariatric patient, you will hear them say things over and over and over again. So I think that's actually a good one. What's maybe another one that you would tell someone that they need to really be prepared for?
Watch what you eat in front of them.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Because you're putting added stress to their eating, because how they used to eat was the same way you're eating now. And until you change how you eat to get healthier, or if you're already healthy and you still are eating things and your metabolism's where it is up and you're just knocking this shit out as you eat it, that takes a lot on the people that had the surgery, because then you're thinking, well, I just need a piece of this, and that starts you all possibly going in the wrong direction.
Yes, that one bite sometimes leads to more.
I used to turn a little bit or wait until she got on her phone or something,
Or he'd go downstairs.
or mama would cook something downstairs and I'd get
Cookies.
downstairs.
Yeah.
But
All the smells are coming upstairs.
it's being conscious of what you're doing around them, because that's stuff they're going to be missing and stuff that they will, after they've trained themselves, that you may bring them back into.
Oh, I got
Do
you.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
To piggyback on that, something I noticed when I went grocery shopping this weekend was the first several years of my journey. When I did the grocery shopping, I shopped for myself.
I remember that.
And I did not add anything in that cart that I could not eat.
Okay,
I didn't
Take
Randy
care of-
likes his ice cream and his cookies, and I didn't add that in at all. In the last 6 months or so, I've been trying the things that he likes.
Which is-
Fortunately, I like them too.
And see, I think from that perspective, we always especially in the beginning, we were saying, we cannot have this, so we're not going to buy it. But if they bought it, they could eat it.
Yes.
But because we didn't buy it, it wasn't in our.
I didn't know where it was.
Yeah, just like, I'm not looking for it.
I told you, I don't see it.
It's just like I was saying, when, if there's something you still want, like ice cream at 8:00 at night, we wait until y'all took a bath or went to shower or something, and you get your little bowl
Or
of ice
went to the
cream.
gym. It's always
Yeah, see, you were at the gym all the time. Yeah. And we need to get back to that.
So, I mean, that's just being nice to your spouse or your person that you're with that's had this.
And what's sad is I'm the one that pushed him that way. I'm like, you can have your treats.
Mhm.
I'm doing good. I'm in maintenance now. I've lost my weight. Da 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 da. If you want to have a cookie, you want to have ice cream, do it. And now it's in my face. And
Yeah.
like the other night, I got a cup of coffee. Got to have my nightly coffee. And normally I will grab something bariatric friendly. And I walked by his little cookie jar, and it's got those little Nutter Butters.
Yeah.
And I got 2 out.
See, I think what it is we have allowed ourselves to have some things, and it's okay. It's okay to have it once in a while, but when it becomes the habit, it's no longer a treat. It's the old habits coming back.
I think too, when you got told it was you're in maintenance now, your world flipped upside down.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, it was like, now I can have this and now I can have that, but it still need to be in moderation.
Yeah.
And it still need to control the sugars, because the sugars put stuff on you and all that stuff. But also, I've noticed you all are in latter years, so you can have some of that stuff as long as you do it in moderation and don't do it all the time.
You mean we're further away from our surgery date? Yeah.
If you're in further years out.
He's talking about our age.
I was like, wait a minute, you're that too.
No, I wasn't talking about age. I was talking about surgery time. Somebody that was just starting,
Yes.
they have to follow that.
I'm almost 3.5 years out next month.
I have 3 days till my anniversary, my 3-year anniversary.
And they have to follow that to the T. So that's one thing
And
that people need to watch, what year, and how far they're out, or what they can eat and cannot.
Yeah, we learned how to lose the weight,
and we
didn't learn how to maintain it.
we didn't. And
we
I think
did learn. We didn't.
You just didn't follow back.
Yeah, we didn't.
we didn't get back on. And I think that's what we were talking about, is how to reset when you've had an off day or you get off plan. And again, we use reset in the terminology of mental health and mindset and motivation and nutrition and things like that. And you've seen me go through reset.
Yeah, plenty of time.
And my big thing is journaling. And when I do resets, it's journal, nutrition, self-care. I make sure I'm getting my faith
And
built.
it's effective.
And it's effective. When I was doing that once a month, I didn't gain a pound, and I kept losing and losing and losing. When we stopped doing it, just because we got so busy, I noticed I had the gain. Now I've lost most of it. I have like 5 pounds until I'm back to my post-paniculectomy weight.
That's good.
But, I still want to lose a good 15 pounds in addition to that, because I feel like that's my safety net. But also I got this pooch thing going on that I don't like. So,
You know what I just heard you say?
What?
As I hear myself say it. We got too busy. Why are we too busy?
we were busy before.
But why are we too busy to focus on ourselves? Yeah. And why are we too busy
It's an old habit.
to put our health? Yeah.
It's
That's
an old
why
habit.
that's another habit that we fell back into, worrying about everything and everybody else. We both threw ourselves into our work,
And I'm a caretaker.
work-life balance.
And and mine has been like that a lot recently.
Yeah. More
And my
than mine.
stress. And well, we kind of, like you said, we flipped roles, but I've always had a very busy job. When you and I first met,
You were in a lull.
I was in a lull. It was, my job was not easy, but it was just not as demanding. But now it's gotten ridiculous.
But you also have, taken on a promotion, and you're in a management position. You take, managing other people, and
and managing a system.
yes, the jobs are bigger and
Or time consuming and more time critical. But, we didn't mean to jump off the Ozempic thing, but we squirrel. That's okay. So what are some things, have you noticed any change yet? I know it's still early and it takes about 6 weeks before you really start to notice
I
things.
noticed that during the midday,
Mm-hmm.
in between like breakfast and lunch, I'm not really hungry. I don't really want anything. And that just come on like this week.
Oh, okay. So
Like the other night,
hitting that time.
the mid-morning snack.
at night, you asked me about dinner, and I told you on your errand, and you're like, what do you mean?
Yeah, because he didn't want to eat, but
Because I just wasn't hungry.
here's the thing.
I know.
Pam and I both,
I need to eat, I know.
and you just need to at least have protein. If
Yeah.
you're going to have anything, have the protein. Because I went through that So this is not my first round of Wegovy. I was on Wegovy just before I had my paniculectomy. And that was just so I could get to my original goal, which I had 10 pounds to lose. Doctor was like, you're doing everything right. Let's put you on Wegovy to give you the kick. I can't get on Ozempic because I am not considered insulin resistant. So that's why they don't have me on that. Where other people, my husband, it's just insulin resistance is what it is why you get on those other ones, the tirzepatides and the Ozempics and things like that. So Wegovy for me, I would not be hungry all day. And that's when Dr. Halmy actually said, you need to force yourself to at least have protein, even if it's just a shake.
Kind of like we did in the beginning.
Yes.
I wasn't hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, protein.
Me too. You got me
Got to
too.
come over here. Can't see you. He likes this chair. It leans back. Yeah. And I mean, that's the key as a bariatric patient or anybody that's on a weight loss journey, regardless if it's surgical or not, whether you're using a GLP-1, you're just trying to do it naturally, or you are a bariatric patient, is getting that protein in. So how do you know how much protein you need, Pam? Did I just throw you under the bus?
Sorry. I haven't answered this question. So
that's okay. I know you know it, but it's all good. So there is a calculation that you can look up. It has to do with your body mass, your age, and the amount that you're looking to lose. It's this.
Why can I not remember this?
I'll pull it up and we'll put it in the information. But anyway,
with 90
was to lose weight at the bare minimum. But if you're working out, you need to be in the 100 or low 100.
Yeah, that's why I'm still at 90.
But it's because we're not working out right now. But, if you're weightlifting, running, walking, getting more and more exercise, you need to be, in getting enough protein because your body burns off a certain amount of it, but you still have to have it to function. And protein is probably the core beside water.
And how much water, my dear friend, do you have to drink?
80 to 100 ounces a day. Same way. There's a different, no.
It's half
your body weight. Yep. Now, those of you that are starting in the higher numbers, you don't want to overwater yourself because then you have issues. That's another issue.
And right after having bariatric surgery, you're not going to be able to do the 100 ounces of
You're doing 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those of you that are just starting your bariatric journey and are about to have surgery, the first 2 weeks, you're alternating between a sip of water and a sip of protein, a sip of water and a sip of protein.
Little medicine cups.
Little
it
medicine
take
cups.
me like 10 minutes to drink one. And now I drink 3 of these a day, and this is a 40 ounce.
We both carry 40 ounces.
And it's probably more because I drink it down and then I let all the ice melt.
That's what I do.
I drink that. And then I go back and get more ice and water. And I do that 3 times.
That's good. And so, making sure you're getting your water goals, whatever yours is based on your weight. But I do know that our nutritionist during our initial documents and everything that they gave us and all the requirements said that the average person should get a minimum of 90 ounces a day. 64 to 80 was the original back in the days, but that's really not enough. You need to be hydrated, not just get enough water. You really need to stay hydrated, and that's how you do that. Protein, again, if you're just in the weight loss mode, you have to get at least 90. Because if you remember, anything below 90 is a maintenance mode. So if I'm just trying to stay in maintenance, I'm not trying to lose, I'm not trying to gain, I'm going to be in the 70 to 80. If I want to lose, I need to be above 80. Then if I am working out, I have to add to that just to make sure I have enough.
Average with working out is usually around
about
100 to 120.
Yeah, just depending. And men always have more. And it's just because of how they're built. I mean, God made them different.
So what's your opinion on there's a lot going on out there on the internet talking about, especially the bariatric journey, talking about the flavored waters, the packets that we do, and the TikTok waters and all this, that's not water. It's not water. You have to drink the clear, just plain water.
From someone who used to drink nothing but soda, I used to wake up with a Mountain Dew and go to sleep with a Mountain Dew, and I would drink 2 to 3 liters a day.
Mine was Coke Zero.
Yeah. Mine was Mountain Dew and Pepsi, my 2 faves. And I never drank water. I was allergic to water. It was just like, no. Anybody say you want water? I'm like, ew.
No.
But if it's going to help you get your water in, I don't see a problem with it as long as it doesn't have sugar in it, because you don't want the hidden sugars and you need the hydration. They even have, if you guys have ever heard the liquid of IV, we're not looking for sponsorship on that, but it's just something that if you were truly dehydrated, liquid IV does help, but it had so much sugar. Well, now guess what? They now have a sugar-free one.
They do.
They do. It just came out in the last couple of months. So, look for the right things. I mean, even in the beginning, Gatorade.
We were doing the Gatorade Zero.
But we also did the Gatorade Zero proteins, which, by the way, they were nasty.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of those, but if you like it, go for it. I'd rather just put my flavors in my water. But I use the sugar-free powders. I use the zero sugar syrups. I do not have a problem with that. And my biggest thing is that if it's going to help me intake my water, I'm all for it.
And I use a packet to 40 ounces of water. And it says a packet is what?
I use 2 packets because we put 2 flavors most of the time.
I haven't been doing the double flavors.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, I do.
But still, that's
still not bad.
Because they tell you that would be 32 ounces of water, and we're doing 40. Sometimes I'll even add more water as I drink it down.
Because they said one packet.
Getting that
clump at the bottom. Also, it's for every 8 ounces is a packet.
Is it?
Yeah, because you can use one in an 16-ounce bottle.
Okay.
16. I meant 16. So anyway, from the male perspective, because we do have some male members and followers, what is something that we as women may not be thinking about on this journey that you feel like
you hit it earlier? I mean, we have a higher protein, but that higher protein is only if you're active. If you're sitting around, of course, you don't want that higher protein, because that's all that's going to do is, protein turns into fat.
If it's not,
if it's
burned
not
off.
used. That's how we store. That's in caveman time. We ate all we can eat, and so we could live through the winter. And by the time winter was over, we were skinny, So, lack of food, you got skinny.
Yeah.
But, I mean, definitely the protein. Our exercise is also, with the higher protein, will have to be a little bit more intense.
Is that why everyone should do some kind of form of weights, just because it's better. You build your muscle. It's going to strengthen not only your body, but it's going to help you become actually stronger.
I don't see a whole lot of men in the gym doing cardio.
No, but women do a lot.
No, but the cardio is needed, because if you don't have the lungs, because that diminishes as you gain weight. If you don't have the lungs, then you can't feed your muscles to get lean, and you just have muscles that take a lot of oxygen to operate.
And then we have that all that hormonal situation.
So she's already through it. I'm in the middle of it. And
he's very
around. God. So we're talking about menopause. He's laughing at me. But, I'm in the middle of menopause. I still get the hot sweats. I'll be laying in bed and he likes to put his arm around me. And all of a sudden he goes, "You're about to hot flash." I'm like, "How do you know that?" He goes, "Your back just started sweating." And it's I just break out in a sweat. And he's
I
like,
don't miss it.
I'm hot blooded anyway. So
he puts,
as soon as she breaks out in a sweat, I'm sweating myself.
but he also is an oven.
That's what Randy is. You can feel
you can feel
be that far from his skin, and you can feel the heat.
That's how he is. And so as soon as I start that, I'm like, "You need to move over, roll over, whatever you might need to do. Don't touch me while I'm having this moment."
But that's also, oh my goodness, what is the word? Their metabolism.
Yes. The metabolism is he definitely, yes, I know he definitely does, but a lot of men definitely do. We have another member that's in our group. I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is, Mr. G. We'll just start with that, GB. Anyway, and he has lost a lot of weight, and he was on the Ozempic.
He just went through skin removal surgery.
So we need to, he and Billy been chit-chatting.
Yeah, he went through skin removals.
No.
I would like to talk to him about that.
Don't quote me on it, but I think he lost like 140 pounds.
That's pretty impressive.
It may have been
non-surgical,
but he went through the same doctor we did.
It may have been more, but for some reason that number sticks in my head.
And then he had, did he tell you how much he had lost in skin when they took it off?
I just asked how it was and stuff.
Well, that's good. But we should reach out to him. I'd like to get more.
Like to interview him.
Yeah, I definitely want to get more men on here, because the thing is you hear from Pam and I, we're going from our own journey, our own experience. We don't know the male experience unless we hear about it. You know, there are people out there that's specific for the males. Like will tell you that you should follow the Bari male experience. They are a wonderful group of men that have actually lost a lot of weight and continue to bring information to the community.
Rob Demidio's another one.
Rob
Great
Demidio
one.
with Busy Bariatrics. And we have the waiting table that has Shay, Rob, and oh my gosh, he's going to kill me. I can't remember his first name. But anyway, they all are wonderful places to go for the male side of things. If you could kind of wrap up in a couple of minutes and say, all in all, what you think from your perspective would help men on their journey that's different from us, what would that be?
Well, for one would be information. Gather your information before you start anything. There's a lot of diets out there that you see on TikTok and stuff that say, "Hey, this looks so easy." But if you
make it look easy,
if you research that stuff, which my wife has told me many times, research that stuff, then you'll find that a lot of it is also, it just falls right back to your normal, what you need to do. As far as dieting is a bad word. I mean, you control your portion size. You change the way your life, you change the way of your life. You got to go a different route in what you're eating, how it's prepared, how much of that you eat. And if you have a wife that's already been through bariatrics, you already know a lot of this just by listening. Yeah, if you've helped her, when her and Pam get together, all you got to do is listen and you'll learn. It's just like a psychology.
because we never should have.
Listen.
Yeah.
He listens to it all.
I do listen. I've always listened to things.
The basics are the same for
It's
both
just-
journeys, men and women. But once you get further out, there are specifics.
Yes.
And don't always think you need to lift heavy. When you get older, lifting heavy makes you tear muscles.
And it also does injury,
Not micro tears like you're looking for to gain muscle. It actually tears muscles. So it's really higher repetitions with a lighter weight. That also helps your lungs.
And you were an athlete.
Yes.
Yes, I played sports since I was like 6 years old, until I was like 24.
Yeah. And he didn't gain weight really until he met me. I have a picture of him.
Dang Mexican fish.
That's what he blames. I mean, the fork, I thought it was the fork.
That's how good the Mexican food was and how much I was eating it.
I don't know a whole lot of Mexican food you use your fork with, though.
I eat it with
Tacos,
everything.
burritos.
Well, she's trying to be proper and cut it with a fork and eat it. Not hogging it up.
My grandma taught me well. But one other thing I thought it would be good to really ask you, just from a supporter of someone who's on a bariatric journey. I have been through a lot of mental change in the 3 years. If you could kind of explain that, and I'm not going to take it personal, so go ahead and be honest. So you both can join us. This is a Gang on Nina moment. What are some things that you have seen positive and negative throughout the journey in my mental health state?
Like your coping strategy?
Maybe coping, but also
start out. Men, your wife already has several personalities. You'll find some more.
That was my answer.
You'll find some more personalities there.
very personality.
But no, it's all in support. It really is. You have to have your patience, and help with what they're going through. Like in the middle of the night or late evening when they're used to eating ice cream, when they say I'm craving ice cream, then you go get them a yogurt.
Yeah.
You put the granola in the yogurt so they get a crunch just like ice cream.
Protein
granola. But you mimic the things they would like, just substitute with something else. And believe it or not, most of the diet food, it's not like when I was growing up and my mom used to diet. That stuff tasted like crap.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Now the diet food tastes like it should.
And it's not diet food. It's just a healthier version.
Yeah, it's healthier things. And just like a couple of your people say, I seen one on TikTok the other day, your doctor, Whole Foods are good as well too. Whole Foods, that just really means that it's natural food.
Yeah, that's really what it is. And the more you eat of natural whole foods and less of the prepackaged
and protein shakes. So those are great in the beginning of your journey.
And you get out of the false sugars.
I think one of the things on your journey, just watching you over the last 3 years, has been you're stronger than you thought. And there are still days where you don't see yourself through our eyes. And that's what you need to learn to do more of. There are moments that you do listen to us, very few moments, but You are so strong, and you're a leader. I am Bari-Bestiez along with you, but I will tell everyone out there that this woman spends more time thinking and doing and building Bari-Bestiez than I do. We're in it together, but you started just like everyone else. You were a patient. You're still a patient. Every day we learn more and more about this journey, and a lot of that comes from you being the Google doctor. And there's Google, there's Chat GPT, and there's Nina.
I'm the mix of the two.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
You get it once.
I get it once. That's it. At least it's recorded. So in addition to what you guys have said, what is something we can do to help others cope with, and there are moments in your journey where you have regrets, whether it be regret of the surgery or regret of your past, because we talked about grieving our past person, because you become a totally different person. You don't realize how much this journey affects you until it's occurred.
That's something I've noticed with you. Like, you talk about how you were an overweight child, overweight teenager. You were 13 years old, I think, the first time you stepped on a scale on a friend.
Said,
you
"Oh,
weighed
you're 28."
128, which is an amazing number.
For 13.
For
it's not-
13, it was not, that was your first moment of not like everyone else.
my shame.
Yes. And where was I going with this? Anyway, but you did not know what it was like to be healthy,
Even at a young age now.
shopping in the small section, Nina. So you have had to learn how to cope with that.
Yes.
And that's been hard. Whereas I was not overweight till I had children. I was 30, 31, 32 years old when I started having a weight problem. I was always fit and thin, and not thin. I was
Healthy.
I was healthy. I was average. So I remember what it was like to be that Pam.
And I've never been.
Yes. And and that seems like it would be so easy. You're learning how to be that Nina. And I'm having to realize that, hey, at 56, I can't be that Pam. I'm not a size 5, 16 years old. I can't do and behave and act the way I
Are you
did.
trying to say that when we did the things at the reunion,
When she injured my shoulder,
she's the one that fell.
I was attached to her body, and she was still going when I was laying on the ground.
I did go down with her after I saw her go down. I said, "Oh, I better go fall down
Never
too."
forget that. The sound of that crunch.
No, but I get that, because you're right. I literally was a chunky monkey and I say that just in love. And that's what I was.
My favorite ice cream.
I'm sorry. Anyway, from a little child, my husband and I dated as teenagers. And back then, I did have a small period of time where I was proportionally correct for that age and my size. And then it just went out of control. But even as a small child, I was I always had the big face, the big bulky, the big chubby arms. I was that little fat monkey. So, I guess the big thing is just knowing you are going to change whether you think you will or not. So having your mindset and your mental health in check, whether it's talking to a mental health professional, journaling, finding an outlet. You're going to need an outlet. You're going to need support, whether it's your partner, your husband, your spouse, whomever it may be. And a friend. Gosh knows, my husband he's probably so thankful for Pam being in my life, because otherwise his ear would be constantly on the pull. I just think you need to find your tribe, your community. We have Bari-Bestiez in Facebook, where you can have open chats with people that are on the same journey as you. We have other groups that even we're part of, and we
need that support.
We need that support as well. We work with Mel of OSLP, and just because we need support as well. So we're looking to someone who's already been through this a lot longer than we have.
We were just talking to Mel about that tonight, was that, we spend all this time thinking about how we help other people on their journey, and we just have the two of us. We have to look for those outsources, but also, give yourself grace, but also, if you are supporting someone on this journey, learn empathy.
Yes.
It's very important. There are going to be times that you're not going to know what to do. Well, let me tell you what to do. Shut up and listen.
Just listen. You don't have to fix it. 99% of the time, we just want you to hear us and show empathy. Just say, yes, I hear you. You don't have to say I understand, I hear you.
And it's okay to say, what do you need from me? What
Exactly.
can I do?
Also to say, what do you mean? Because maybe the person doesn't understand what you're going through, but they want to understand.
Yeah.
So just ask the questions, be there for people. You know, the one thing about our society is we've gotten ugly, like mean, self-centered. And I find in the bariatric community, we are the way this world needs to be. We care. We really do. And I love that about this bariatric community. I didn't know how much I needed this community.
That's my safe space.
It's a safe space.
I can be whoever I want. I can be Pam that gained 10 pounds or Pam that lost 10 pounds. And people view me as Pam.
Yes.
In the real world out there, and yes, I say real world because the bariatric world is a different kind of
It
world.
is.
It's protected. But in the real world, if I gain 10 pounds, I'm condemned.
Yeah.
But also, if I
judge
brag about losing 10 pounds, I get judged.
Yeah.
No.
The judgment is unreal. So, you know, some of you I've heard you say, I don't like talking to my friends or my family about my journey. That's why we have protected in groups like the Bari-Bestiez with a Z. The Bari-Bestiez group is a private group in Facebook where you can talk about anything that you want to talk about that's on your journey. And you can talk to other members. You can talk to Pam and I. It's available. I mean, we have over 5,000 people. You're going to be able to connect with someone.
Yes.
We also offer the Bari Buddies.
Yes, and that's great to find your bestie. You might find your Nina or Pam in there.
That's right.
But also, we protect you. That's why we are so strict about
Our page.
what is posted. You know, recently we had to.
Yes, we had to, we'll go ahead and just say it on here. On our Facebook page, to post in the main group on the main page was limited due to the fact that we got some nudity. We had some spam, which could have corrupted your phone and taken your identity. I mean, you guys have to realize I'm in IT. I deal with security all the time. So this is something that I take very personally. And
They're trying to sabotage your journey.
They were trying to and they were putting bad information out there. So we took a moment and took that away, but our chats are still wide open. We will bring it back.
And comment on posts. Anything that we post, you can add your opinions down there or your questions in the comments. You just cannot
put a post on the page.
On the page.
You can do it in the chats. You can do it within the comments. But the other thing is too, this page is about education as well as it is about supporting each other. And so that's why it's really important that we are careful what is posted because people will put bad information out there and lead you down the wrong way. My husband's even on that page. Yeah. And he follows it because he gets good information from some of the male members that are in there.
Husband joined too.
Yes.
Now because he just, I mean, we've been doing this for over a year. It's
2 years in February.
Oh, and even though he's been there every step of my journey and watched Nina and I grow, he didn't realize what the actual Bari-Bestiez was like,
about.
You know, what we actually did. He's seen me on my phone all the time or my laptop, but now he gets it.
Yeah.
He understands. And he's not allowed to comment.
But, you know, the big thing and what we're trying to say is find your tribe, find your community, get support, make sure your mental health is in check. And I say that just because I struggle with mental health. I will tell you. And if you listen to our last podcast on episode 8, it's okay to not be okay. You will definitely hear that. I almost cried listening to it the other night. It was a good one. But the reason that Pam and I created Bari-Chatz with Nina and Pam of Bari-Bestiez is to get a voice out there for our community. Our community will give us subjects that they really want to know more about. And we take the time and educate ourselves, or we go out looking for people that can speak on that topic. And
still learning.
We still learn. And we're 3 years out. She's got 6 months on me, but together we have really we're on the same journey regardless. So to end this, I think the big thing to know from the male perspective is educate yourself, find out what's different for your journey versus maybe somebody else that you are following because they may have a different starting weight. They may have different medical issues.
Ask those questions.
Yes. 100%. And, you know, reach out, find a group. There are plenty of groups out there that are specific to the males, but don't just limit yourself to just a male group because I think you're going to learn a lot from multiple groups because you're going to see.
You learn a lot from different groups.
Yeah.
I listen to some of the different podcasts every once in a while and then y'all's podcast too. And there's different information in both. But it all still seems to be right in line with each other.
Man, you just get different perspectives because any podcaster that's worth their weight in gold is going to talk about their journey and the ups and downs of that journey. They're going to be real with you like Pam and I are. We're not lying. We're not keeping anything from you. If I want ice cream, I'm going to have ice cream. But my husband does try to keep me on the straight and narrow because he knows I will kick myself for a month after that. But yes, we're going to be straight with you, and just reach out if you have any questions. We're happy to answer. Comment on any of our, if this is for the YouTube, comment on it. We do watch it. We do monitor it, and then join the Bari-Bestiez, and that's BARI-BESTIEZ on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
That's a wrap on Bari-Chatz. Besties, it's time to close the mic for now.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of honesty, laughter, and all things bariatric.
Through the highs, the lows, the food noise, and the NSVs.
We hope you found connection, inspiration, and maybe even an aha moment along the way.
So follow and subscribe Bari-Bestiez on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Want a behind-the-scenes up-close action? Join us on YouTube and don't miss a moment.